2 a.m. You are staring at your ceiling fan. You are wondering if that weird noise the fridge is making is actually a sign of the impending economic collapse.
Or you're doom scrolling. You're 6 hours deep into a thread about how solar flares are going to wipe out the Wi-Fi by Tuesday.
Exactly. And you're thinking, man, I am broken. Why can't I just sleep? But here is the headline nobody prints. You are not broken. You are being marketed to.
100%. We are living in the golden age of anxiety, my friend. I saw a stat the other day. 43% of U.S. adults said they felt more anxious in 2024 than they did the year before. We are trending up. We are winning the wrong championship.
We are getting the gold medal in panic attacks. But let's be real, this isn't an accident. This is a business model.
Oh, absolutely. It's the if it bleeds, it leads philosophy. But now it's algorithmic. The news cycle used to be a guy in a suit telling you the bridge fell down. Now it's an AI in your pocket tracking your eye movements to see exactly which disaster makes you stop scrolling.
It's digital gaslighting. The algorithm is like that toxic ex who texts you at midnight just to ruin your sleep. Hey, you up? Did you know the polar ice caps are melting faster than your credit score?
And just like a toxic ex, it isolates you. The WHO says we've got 301 million people globally with anxiety disorders. That is a lot of people staring at ceiling fans. But instead of realizing, hey, we're all stressed, we think, I'm the only one failing at life.
So let's flip the script, because while the world is selling fear, something weird is happening. People are actually starting to opt out.
They are. And honestly, it's the last demographic you'd expect. Gen Z. The TikTok generation? The very same. There's this massive, quiet revival happening. In the UK, belief in God among 18 to 24-year-olds nearly tripled between 2021 and 2024. Tripled. They looked at the modern world, looked at the metaverse, looked at the algorithms, and said, you know what? I think I'm going to go with the Ancient of Days on this one.
That is wild. Usually, the narrative is religion is dying, everyone is becoming a cyborg. But you're saying young men specifically are heading back to the pews. Huge numbers. It's actually reversing the gender gap. For decades, women were more religious. Now you've got young dudes who, frankly, used to just worship Elon Musk and creatine suddenly showing up to mass. They want structure. They want rules. They want a terms of service agreement that doesn't change every week. It makes sense. If the world feels like chaos, you crave a foundation that isn't made of pixels.
Right. When society says everything is relative, nothing matters, the most rebellious thing you can do is say, actually, I think family matters. I think faith matters.
Speaking of family, this isn't just about spiritual vibes. This is tactical. I was reading about the family dinner effect. It sounds like something a grandma would say. Eat your bees, it cures depression, but the data backs it up.
It's legitimate science. Studies consistently show that teenagers who eat dinner with their families regularly are less likely to be depressed, less likely to use drugs, and get better grades. It is the ultimate superfood. It's not kale, it's meatloaf with your dad.
But that's terrifying for people. You mean I have to talk to my relatives without a screen?
Scarier than a horror movie. You have to actually make eye contact. But that's the healing part. We are social animals. We aren't built to get our dopamine from likes. We're built to get it from connection. When you sit down and break bread, you're telling your nervous system, we are safe. We are a pack.
So if we want to fight this anxiety industrial complex, we need a blueprint. We can't just hope for the best. What is the strategy here? Mind, body, soul?
Let's break it down. Start with the mind. You have to go on a diet, not a food diet, a content diet. If you are consuming chaos, you will produce anxiety. You cannot drink poison and expect to feel healthy.
So stop watching the news at 11 p.m.
Stop watching the news, period, if it makes you spiral. Unfollow the rage bait accounts. If an account makes you feel poor, ugly, or scared, block button. It's free.
Love that. Okay, body. And please don't tell me I need to run a marathon.
You do not need to run a marathon, but you need to move the machine. Anxiety is literally energy trapped in the body. It's fight or flight with nowhere to go. So walk, stretch, do 10 push-ups. Just convince your brain you aren't being eaten by a tiger.
And finally, the soul. The one we ignore until the plane starts experiencing turbulence.
That is the foxhole truth. But look, prayer isn't just for emergencies, it's connection. Whether you're religious or just spiritual, taking 10 minutes to admit you aren't the CEO of the universe is incredibly relieving.
It is a relief. Hey God, I'm gonna clock out.
You handle the geopolitics for the night.
Exactly. Surrender is a strategy. It's acknowledging that you can't control everything, and that is where peace actually starts. Peace isn't the absence of trouble, it's the presence of a decision. You decide to turn off the phone. You decide to forgive your crazy uncle. You decide to pray.
So the comeback isn't waiting for the world to get sane. It's building sanity in your own living room.
That's it. Healing is a local job. It's home by home, dinner table by dinner table.
Man, that is oddly hopeful for 2 a.m.
We try our best.
All right, folks, you heard the man. Put down the phone, eat dinner with your family, pray a little, and remember, the world is crazy, but you don't have to be. Good night, everybody.